7 things I wish I knew before joining NIFT. So before I get into the video, I want to tell you that I joined NIFT many years back. I'm NIFT alumni, and my brother also was a NIFT student, and my cousins were also NIFT students. So I know pretty much everything about what goes behind it, like what is the process, what happens, and what happens after passing out the college. I thought I'll make a video about it to help out the people who want to join and people who want to become a designer. So let's get into it. So the very first thing you should think before joining NIFT is that the reason, like why do you want to join NIFT? So now I'll give you some example to make it more clear for you guys. So what happens is like design is the combination of art and the business, and what happens a lot of time is like people who are very good at sketching, people who are very good at painting, they join, but they don't have that design perspective. So not all the time these people are get very successful because they have interest in other places, like they want to know more about art history, they want to know more about like paintings and all that stuff. So they join the college thinking that it's all about the sketching. That's not true. It is about the sketching, and it helps you like in a very nicer way because people who do art, they have a very good observation, so which helps people to like get better into the design process. It's not just art. You'll have to mix up with the marketing, you'll have to mix up with the business. A lot of these people with the only art mindset, like they feel very lost when they start studying. I'll give you another example, which is like my cousin. So she is in 10th standards, and one day she asked me, I want to go to study in NIFT, and I was like, okay, that's nice, but why? And then she said, I want to become a model. And that's true. Like a lot of people, they join the design school thinking that they're gonna be in the fashion world and everything is gonna be glamour and all that stuff. Yes, it is at a certain point, but if you really want to become a model or something, I don't think you need to join fashion institute or design institute. For example, like you can literally go for the agencies and find another alternative. It's just useless to waste your 4 years to just study design. Yeah, you'll have to be very clear that you want to become a designer. You are interested in things in design and the process. And also I want to make it clear that yes, a lot of people, like including me, I used to watch like these Zoom fashion shows. Like it used to be like at 9 p.m. where all these designers, they used to walk with the models and then wave. It was so glamorous for me, and also that's also one of the reasons I joined. But when you reach there, it's completely different. That's like 1% of the, I would say less than 1% of the time that you feel that the process behind it is so tiring. It's like you do all the hard work, the manual work and everything. Glamour is just I would say 0.5% of it, or picking the subject wisely. Okay, so imagine you scored a rank in the NIFT entrance exam and you want to pick a subject. I did a mistake because when I went, I was completely unaware because I was the first one from my family to join, and I was completely unaware of the counseling process. Like, how does it happen? I was not even aware of the departments they had. In my head, it was only fashion design, like making garments and all that stuff. I was getting one of it, but then I ended up picking textile design, which I was not interested in because I figured out that this subject is not for me. I was not passionate about it, and then I studied for 4 years but ended up doing something else. That's a different topic, but you'll have to keep in mind before going to the counseling that what subject you will get, and you'll have to make your decision very quick because there you don't get a lot of time to decide. It's slightly complicated. It's based on your rank, and yeah, sometimes you end up getting, for example, textile design, but you wanted fashion design. So you'll have to pick your subject wisely. Before joining NIFT, I was not aware like what goes behind the making of designers. You'll have to do everything. You'll have to put your ego aside. You'll have to think that you're not a designer. You'll have to just behave like a labor, and you'll have to do certain things that you don't want to do. A lot of things are related to like these design processes, and also like things like carpentry and all that stuff, which you will have to do. And for example, I was in textiles, so we used to have like these big labs where you used to literally weave the fabric for hours. Yes, there is like a brain work where you go through the design process, but also they ask you to learn these things, like to do things manually, to make the fabric manually, to cut the wood, to carve the wood and all that stuff. So during the submissions times, we used to work like overnight, even though we are like working straight for 8 hours. So we used to run for the submissions. And yeah, it's like, I think it's a normal in every college where you'll have to learn like very basics. So it was all about like campus, but also there was this fun side where you are working as a community, you're coming up with these nice ideas. And also the initial phase of my NIFT in my campus, like we used to give these themes to dress up and all that stuff, so that is also included. So yeah, it's a nice balance, I would say. It's not just hard work, I don't want to scare you guys, but it also has like a fun part. It's pretty good, I completely loved it and I kind of miss it. But yeah, but you'll have to think that way, that it's not always the glamour side there. Okay, so this is something I started reflecting now. When I was there, I didn't realize that how much it added in my personality to be in that college. I am sure like every college has a different culture and they teach you different values, because that's a big part of your life being in a college. Particularly in NIFT, it was such a safe environment for some reason, because there were a lot of women. So you feel that the very safety, like also you see women supporting women. And there were also a few male batchmates, and they were also so kind. They never saw women as an object. They always treated women as a human being. So the whole environment was so friendly. Yeah, definitely you'll find some like bad people in every school, every college. That's pretty normal, like that's natural. But it was pretty good for me. And also I come from a place where it's like I won't say it's a small city, it's like Kanpur is like it's not very open minded. So I never had any exposure of like any fashion word or anything before I joined the school. I used to think like girls who wear certain clothes, or people who wear certain clothes in general, I had this eye of judgment. It was not like a huge judgment, but I used to have like, okay, maybe they are mean, that the image Bollywood creates in your brain, like every single girl who is wearing short clothes is bad. So I had a bit of that. But once I reached there and I met people, and I met like those kind of women, like they are very open about their clothing choices, it kind of opened up my brain that wow, clothes doesn't define your character. And it was such a big learning for me to not judge people. So like this was just an example, but you learn a lot, because also there are like different people from different states, different financial backgrounds, and then you see them treating each other like friends. There is no talk of oh, you come from this place and then you come from that place and then we are rolling eyes. It was not there, because it was a completely different open environment, I would say. So it helped a lot for me to develop my personality, and it was really nice experience. Okay, this is something I wanted to put it very clearly, that I wish NIFT teaches their students the marketing part, the business part. They teach you the process of design and everything, but I feel it's a bit outdated. And because when I went to the industry and I started working, I was like, okay, things are so fast forwarded outside. And in the design school, it was like an echo chamber. Teachers, they are teaching you in a same way for like years and years, but they also hired some guest professors. They bring a nice energy and fresh, updated way of teaching, so that helped a lot. But the marketing, the business side was still not there. Like design is incomplete without business. And I have seen, including me, I'm so bad at business. I have seen people like me who are passed out from NIFT, like they struggle so hard, even though they are like great designers, but they struggle so hard when it comes to business. If you're joining NIFT, you'll have to keep in mind that now that you have internet, now that you don't need only teachers to teach you things, you should definitely keep yourself into the business side. You can also work on internship to learn and understand the business side. 6, and the most important, which I think everyone is like not aware before joining the NIFT, is the placement. And I'll try to make it clear for you guys. So your marks in the institute doesn't matter a lot. as long as you're making your portfolio right. This is very important, and you'll have to start doing it from the first day. In my case, what happened that my marks were not very great, and it completely depends on the inside politics, how you keep up with your professors, and it's not a school, it's a college, so it's different. So my marks were not that great, but I kept doing my portfolio very well. In my class, I was like pretty average. My marking, I was like a 10 out of 5 GDP, which is not great. So but what happened when there was placement happening, I got the highest paid job. I got it based on my portfolio. More than focusing on getting good marks, focus more on doing your own work nicely. Be honest about your gut feeling, like what you want to design. But initially, I would say the job phase is tough. It's not like engineering or doctors that you immediately get a nice package, but also it depends on your work. Like if you're good at it, you will make your own way. But if you're not good at it, you're gonna struggle super hard. I want to add this because a lot of people, they don't really care about it, but you'll have to understand this point very well, that if you are from the design background, if you're from design institute, you can literally do anything. Like if you know how to edit, if you know how to design, like for example, I did textile design, but you can do other design areas also. I have seen a lot of my batchmates, they are from fashion design, but they're doing other things because they know the basic design process. So, and also when you join the school, in the first year, they teach you every kind of design. Like they teach you the accessory, they teach you fashion, everything. It's a mix of all the design department. So if you're passed out from a design college, you can easily become an artist, you can easily become a graphic designer, you can easily start your own business. You won't have to only depend on a 9 to 5 job. You have a lot of options open for you. So that's it for today. And if you have more questions, and if you want me to make more videos about this topic, you can comment. Thank you so much.